Hello, welcome to my first YouTube video. Today I'm going to be unboxing something really exciting. Something I've been thinking about doing for a while, and now I've taken the plunge and I'm going to give it a go. Normally I make things out of things I found on the beach, like beach pebbles and driftwood and sea glass, and I make them into things like keyrings and jewellery and hangings. But now I thought I might try something new, and so I thought I'll give lino printing a go. So I have bought my first lino printing kit from a company called handprinted.co.uk. Not sure if that's going to come out backwards. And it's a beginner's kit. I think it comes with a roller, some ink and some lino. So I'm going to unbox it and see what I get in the package. It's very exciting. I've been waiting for this to come for a few days, and now it's arrived today, and we're going to see what's in the box. Hopefully I'm not going to cut my fingers. We can get rid of the paperwork. Okay. Alright, exciting. Ooh, so we have a box inside a box. Okay, get rid of that. Oh, always good. Get some free sweets. I'll eat them later. Or my daughter Beth will probably eat them. Hi Beth. Okay, so there we go, nicely packaged, very intact. This is actually a speedball kit, and it says on it, block printing, contents inside. So there we go, that's what we get inside: a roller, piece of lino, a lino cutting tool, and some ink. Okay, let's get rid of the packaging. I'll be able to reuse that for some of my things that I make that I sell in my Etsy shop. So we get a tube of ink, a nice roller, ooh, tool. That sounds like it's got some tool bits inside, and instructions. Nice piece of quite thick lino. So let's go through each one. So you can see we've got some speedball ink. This one's black, nice good colour to start with. Nice little tube. We have the roller, it's a really nice roller, it's like a rubber roller, and we have this interesting speedball tool. So what I'm going to do is try and unscrew the end. Okay, so we get 3 individual little tools. So I put the end back on. And I'm going to try this, put this little one on first. I'm assuming we just slide them in, tighten it up like so, and then off I go. And then I'm going to have a feel of the lino. Lino is lovely, but try and open the plastic wrapper without scratching the lino. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that smells nice. Smells good. Okay, so that's really, really thick, chunky lino. So what I'm going to plan on doing first is just trying out these different tools and actually having a go at cutting out some different shapes. See what each of these pieces do. So in the kit we have one fairly, you can see that, narrow piece. Then we have quite a deep V shape and a medium. Oh, actually that's really deep. So we have a sharp deep V, a small one and quite a big one. So the big one is for cutting out bigger areas, small ones for doing fine detail. So I guess just as a beginner's kit, this is a really nice way to try out 3 different cutting tools, give a feel for actually cutting the lino. So come back to part 2 when I'm going to give these tools a go. I'm going to get them set up now. Probably going to try some sweets. I'll get some paper, get a tray for the ink, and we'll give them a go. Okay, see you in part 2. Hello and welcome back to part 2. So what I've done now, I've taken the lino and I've decided that I'd like to have small squares. So I've cut the lino piece into some small squares and I've got 6 individual squares. I left the last piece because I just wanted to show you how easy it is to cut. So simple normal pair of scissors, courtesy of my favourite shop in Leamington Spa, which is called Beraloon. And I'm going to just simply cut this lino, and you can see how easy that was. So what I've also done is drawn some simple little designs on each square. So starting with, you can see I've done a seagull, a fish, beach hut, you can tell there's a theme going on here, a wave, not very good but it's just a quick demonstration. We've got some wavy lines, waves, and a starfish. So I thought I would give a go cutting these out. I'm going to start with this starfish first, and then you can share with me my first experience of lino printing. I'll try not to swear when I stab myself, cut myself, or go wrong. Okay, so here we go. So I'm using the small detailed tool first. You can see that? So it's got a little tiny V shape, and I'm going to use it. First of all, I'm going to go around the edge of the starfish. To define the edge, I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to go around the edge first, and then I'm going to cut out this middle bit and these little dots, and then I'll use this bigger tool to take the rest, the bigger area out. So here goes, first cut. So I'm going to start from the tip of one of the starfish legs and see how we go. Okay, so I'm going to press quite, ooh, quite, well, that's very satisfying, easy to do. Not sure if I've gone deep enough, might do that bit again. Okay, I'm going to go from the next leg down and round. I've never done this before, so you're witnessing the first time I'm lino printing. Go round, down, round. Oh, okay, I'm not sure I'm pressing hard enough now, so I'm going to try pressing a little bit harder. Now I'm going to bring it a bit closer to the camera now, and then you can see. So let's try the next piece. And go down. Okay, that was a bit too hard. Round. So there's just you have to, I think the skill is finding the right balance, the right pressure to use so that you get a nice tidy cut. It's not too shallow, not too deep, so that the tool gets stuck in. I guess the proof will be in the printing at the end. So, but you'll be able to see that in part 3. So what I'm going to do in this part is just gouge out these shapes first of all, and we'll see what they look like in part 3. Okay, so I think I'm not quite pressing hard enough. So you can see that I've gone around the edge first. I'm going to do the middle piece. Very, very satisfying. I can imagine spending hours doing a lovely big design and being having a thoroughly great time. Okay, now I'm doing the little holes. Not quite sure how I'm going to do these. I'm going in from one side, just a little dig, and then, if you can see that, and then I'm just going to go from the other direction and hope that they just sort of pop out as little holes. Maybe not. Okay, definitely a knack to creating the right sort of shapes that you want to make, as in the right sort of marks that you want to make from the print. And I guess as you get into this craft, you'll invest in some different tools. There's a lot out there, ranging from £20 for one tool to just a couple of pounds for ones like this. But I guess as you experiment and find out what sort of printing you like doing, whether you like fine detail or bigger prints, then you'll find the right tool for you. But as a starter kit, so far so good. Only I'm not getting on very well with these little holes, so I guess there's a knack to this that I just don't know yet, because obviously I'm a complete beginner. So I think it's a matter of digging harder, maybe. I think this is not going to look very great. Okay. And last one. Okay, so you can see that I've gouged out those markings in the middle, and now I'm going to switch over to the bigger tool. Oh, that's not a good, I don't think I've done that properly. Okay, wasn't meant to take all of that out. Hope that still works. I'm going to move on to the bigger gouging tool. Hope I haven't broken that. No, I haven't broken it. Okay, let's figure this out. Right, so inside we've got two pieces that fit together around something that looks like a ball bearing. That sits inside and that fits on top. And then we have this curvy thing that looks like it fits between those pieces. First piece was easy. I'm doing this right. Bear with me a minute while I'm trying to sort out my tool. I hope I haven't broken it. The first piece went in really easy. I think I might have broken it. Don't think that's right. Okay. going to take it to pieces again. No, it looks right. Okay, let's try again. I think I probably didn't screw it on enough. Okay, let's give it another go. Okay, I think I might be putting the wrong end in. That helps. Always helps to put the right end in. Ah! Bingo. Done it. Okay, the trick is to get the blade thing in between what looks like a ball bearing and two halves that sort of open out. Okay, I'm going to put that on quite tightly. So I don't know if you can see that, but it has quite a nice deep V. And I'm going to now use that to sort of channel out the big areas where I don't want the ink to go. So let's start from there and work outwards. And I'm assuming the safest way is to work away from your body, so if it slips it doesn't poke you. Okay, so we're going. This is quite, again, quite a satisfying thing. I guess the idea is to make sure you go right off the edge, otherwise you're going to get these strange markings like a border, and if you don't want that, that's not going to look very good. So let's keep going. Let's give you a bit of a close-up so you can see the areas I'm cutting away. Let's go around the edge just so I make sure I get that, because I don't want a border. Okay, so I've gone around the whole square and cut away most of the area, all of the area that I don't want to be printed. I guess I'll find out when it comes to the actual printed bit, whether I've cut away enough. That's obviously a learning point. Something that comes from experience, so we'll see. So I've gone around the whole lot. Hopefully, oh, I think I might have missed that bit. Quite tricky to tell. I think some of the tools that you can get are less of a V shape and more of a curve like that, so they gouge out a wider area. However, we'll see how we go with this. Let's just take a little bit more off the edge. So now you can see that I think I've gouged out enough, but we'll see. So that's the star done. I'm going to now cut out the rest, and I will see you in part 3, and we'll give them a go printing. Okay. Welcome back to part 3. So I've now taken off all of the lino around my patterns with the tools. It's taken me a little while. I have had one injury where I poked myself in the finger, but that was my own fault because instead of scraping away, I was scraping towards me, and yeah, it hurts. Won't do that again. So now, as you can see, I've scraped all 6 shapes. So that's the wave. We've now got the seagull, the starfish, beach hut, fish, and waves. Now, I've arranged them, if you can see this, but there's an arrangement of 6 squares, and I'm laying them out. I've got myself some paper to protect my desk. I have a tin. I've got no idea whether that's going to work or not, but it's a nice flat surface, and the idea is I put the ink on there and roll it. I'm just doing what I've seen other people do on YouTube, so we're beginners, so we're going to just try things out. That's the fun about being a beginner, is just trial and error. So I have arranged my 6 tiles, my 6 squares, into a little design. I'm not going to be too fussy about the placement. And I'm just making all this up as I go along, so who knows how it's going to turn out. So next thing I do, I've got some kitchen roll as well, because I think ink potentially be messy. And also, this is a tip I've picked up off YouTube, and we're yet to see whether it's going to work. A wooden spoon, and that's for pressing the paper over the top of the tiles once they're inked. We're going to see if it works. So here goes. Here's the fun, exciting bit. Got my ink. I'm going to put a little bit on my tray. I don't know how much to put, so we're just gonna, I'll squeeze a little bit out. I'll show you now. You can see I've put the ink on the tray. I'm going to take my roller, and I'm just going to roll the ink. I'm going to maybe do it in front of the camera so you can see. There we go. Ooh, smooth. Okay, I think the idea is to sort of roll it out sideways. Get the roller completely covered in an even layer of ink. I'm going to put that back down so I can get a nice flat surface. Roll that way and that way. That is extremely satisfying. If you've not had a go at this, I thoroughly recommend it. It's so far been extremely satisfying. However, that may all go horribly wrong when I do my print, and it's anyway, here goes. So I think I have my roller completely covered with an even layer of ink. I'm going to move that slightly aside. Over here I have my lino pieces laid out in a rough design. Not too worried about that at this point in time. And then I'm going to roll the ink over my pieces of lino. So here goes. No idea how much pressure to go, so I'm just gonna do it and see. So start from the top and work down. Ooh. Okay, now I can see the bits that I've missed when cutting all my deep bits. Not that it matters, because I think that's one of the beauty of lino printing. You get some small areas, not defect areas, just little bits and pieces that make it unique, I guess. Okay, so I've done the inking, just arrange them, and now let's just, yeah, I'm happy with that. Put my roller over there. Not sure if you can see that. Try and hold it up. Not moving it. No, I don't think that's going to work. Okay, let's go for the print. So I have a piece of paper, just plain paper. There's nothing special about this paper whatsoever. It's just out of an art pad, a sketchbook. I'm going to lay it on. And now I've got my wooden spoon. Let's see if this is going to work. And I'm going to hold it in place, because I guess if we move it, it smudges and it's ruined. And then I'm just going to slightly rub the spoon to press the paper onto the lino. I think there's some really good tools and techniques out there to stop your paper moving, but this is my first go, just a trial. I'm just rubbing the spoon, trying to get as much of the ink from the lino to print onto my paper. Rub. Putting quite a bit of pressure on. We'll find out in a minute whether I put enough. And okay, let's see. You ready? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we have it. My first ever lino print. Can you see? And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. I like the way that my wave has turned out. My sequel's quite cute. Quite like the, so as you can see, so what I was talking about before is where you don't cut away all of the pieces of lino, you get these little scraggy bits, I guess, or like you can see around my starfish, but actually I quite like those. My fish has turned out quite nicely, and I like my little wavy lines. So on the whole, I am really pleased with my first lino print. What do you think? So if you'd like to comment down below, give me some comments, let me know what you thought. Thank you for sharing with me this first lino printing experience. Complete beginner, never done this before. But as you can see, you can print some pretty little cute little prints. So, well, thanks for joining me on this first YouTube video. I'm going to be, now I've got a feel for it and I'm really pleased with my first effort. I will now be investing in some more lino and coming up with some new designs to have a little bit more practice, because I definitely think this is a craft that I will really like to get into. Really like to experiment with maybe doing 2 colours, 3 colours. So watch this space. Join me next time when we continue our lino printing discovery, and thanks again. But don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. Bye.